Boom, a boom, boom. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's shaking and baking and mixing and fixing nutritious meals, nutritious meals. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's Chef Track on the fast track. His food is so good, good. His food is so good, good. His food is so good, good. Chef Track, Chef Track, Chef Track, Chef Track. His food is so good. Chef Track, Chef Track.
Hey, hey, Chef Delmer Gill here, and we are cooking at home. Special shoot today at home as we have to my left, King of the Oldies, Chef Ali Hackett.
Hey, 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 good to see you.
And special guest, second time appearing on the Chef Trek adventure, came all the way from Tampa, Florida, the founder of Healthcraft Products, Chef Charles Knight.
Hey.
All right, all right.
Now, Chef Knight, there's something I found in one of your cookbooks, a orange rosemary chicken, and see what I love about what we all do is we can take a recipe and then use that basis and do something
Modified.
Thank
Adjust.
you. So I've done some modifications to that. Now, Ali.
Yes.
It was a couple of Salt Pepper Memories ago.
Yes.
Which is your show, by the way. Salt Pepper Memories seen on our stations, Comcast 66 and 966, Verizon 29 and 30, Wednesday 6:30.
6:30, that's correct. The
This-
hottest show on the air.
This is the hottest show. Real briefly, talk about that show, brother.
Well, the show is for those of you that have not seen it, shame on you, first of all.
Shame.
Shame. Second of all, it's a cross between Soul Train and American Bandstand with a major twist. And that twist is that myself and whoever my guest is, we actually cook on the show. Normally what I do is I ask my guests, what is your favorite recipe or something that you like? They send me the recipe prior. I break that recipe down. And then I rebuild it in a healthier way. And that's what we cook on the show. So you've got the dancing, you've got the performance, you've got great eating, and all equals a great time.
Speaking of great time,
Yes.
You're out in the park again now.
In the park now. In the park, yes.
Now that's
yes.
from Memorial Day till
around Labor Day.
Around
From
Labor
Memorial
Day.
Day till Labor Day, every Thursday at 23rd and Wharton Street, Wharton Square Park. Every Monday at 25th and Jackson, Wilson Park. Chester, I can't announce it yet because we haven't got the date settled on that. But it's an outside good time party.
Yes, indeed
Bring
it was.
your lawn chair, that's all you need. Just your lawn chair to sit back and relax.
Now, Chef Charles,
Yes,
you've
sir.
been such a blessing.
Thank you.
Here's a man, as I said on our last show, we were in communication with each other back in about 2009, and I was taping these shows for who knows what reason, long before I found out about Philly Can, and he's been blessing me with like things and products to use, like this wonderful pan that's in front of me, and look, they even carry New Wave. So, it's been a blessing to have you here, and you're just part of the Zany family.
My pleasure.
Okay, I'm going to start off with this chicken, then we'll follow back up with Ali Hackett as he does his, you didn't say what you were doing.
No, I'm going to save that for a surprise. When
Oh,
I
a
get on.
surprise.
Yeah. When I get on, I'm not going to tell them right now because then people be running around and jotting down on pencils and slobbering and carrying on. No.
Well, they're going to slobber.
Yeah, they're going to slobber.
You're going to
Yeah,
slobber.
we'll wait till we get on.
So, now when you did that, whose show was that?
That was, actually I did it at Smoke's birthday party.
Yes, you
I
did
did
it
a
Smokes,
Smoke's
but you
birthday
did it on the show.
Did
Didn't
I
you
do it?
Yeah, you did
I'm
that
not
on the
sure if
show
I did.
before. Well, who knows? Who can keep track of these
So many
shows?
dishes, I don't remember.
All right.
Remember.
Okay, I'm going to start the chicken.
Let's get started with that.
And then Ali will come and do whatever this surprise dish is.
Yes, vegetable.
It's, see, I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing. And then Chef Charles is going to come and do Dad's cucumber and onion salad, right?
Famous cucumber.
Famous
cucumber
cucumber.
and onion
Now
salad.
wait a minute. Dad was famous, or the cucumber and onion, or was it a
Well,
combination
no,
of both?
Well, he was famous in Rahway, New Jersey, where I grew up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But he made a cucumber and onion salad every year for Memorial Day, 4th of July, and also Labor Day. We used to have big family picnics.
Okay.
And that was the only thing he ever made. He never cooked anything else. Never did anything.
There you go.
That
So he
was
got
it.
famous for that.
That
There
was
you
it.
go.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll be having Chef Charles Knight do. What was your dad's name?
Ray.
Ray Knight.
Yeah, Clarence Ray Knight.
Clarence Ray Knight's version of cucumber onion salad. We'll be right back.
TroopResource.org supports the Chef Trek Adventure Series. TroopResource.org, trying to put 1,000 skills into every troop's backpack.
Alrighty. Even though Chef Knight is off camera, Chef, I'm about to use this marvelous pan. I can actually sear what I'm going to sear, cook without any oil, correct?
That's correct. You can, without oil. Completely
Okay.
secured.
So then that's what we're going to do. I'm starting off at 425 degrees. And we have our chicken here. This chicken is rosemary, roasted garlic, onions. And this is actually I'm going to take my heat down a bit. This is going to be seared off first. And like I said, onions, roasted garlic, rosemary, orange juice, and we're going to do a few at a time. Then once we get this started off, and this is browning very nicely, we're going to add a bit of this sauce to this. And what's in the sauce? We have oil. We use blended oil for that. We have oil, orange juice, and the same roasted onions, garlic, and rosemary. Behind me, we have a nice polenta that's going to be heated, and it's the same thing, roasted rosemary and roasted garlic. Okay, we are searing off these chickens on both sides, and we got room to add a few more. And we're going to just add this because it's going to simmer in some things. Pardon me, Mr. Off-Camera Hand. Could
Yes.
you refrigerate that for
I'll
me,
be glad
please?
to. Did you get the good hand in? Make sure you got the hand in.
You know, one of my favorite off-camera hands for cooking at home was always the hand of Vivian Crawford. That's Vivian Crawford from Conversations Across Time, seen Tuesday on our channels at 10 o'clock. So thank you, Mr. Hackett, for your off-camera hand. Wait a minute. Donald Terry, who's here, he's one of our crew people. He was an off-camera hand earlier. We are blessed to have Philly Cam crews here. We have Mr. Dennis L. James Dennis. What's your name, brother? James L. Dennis Jr. He might have to edit. He can edit his name out. And we have someone by the name of the Voice of Reason, which is our very own Cameron Walker. That's right. Now, we have sauteed this business, and we're going to add this sauce. And we're going to let this simmer. Then after this simmers, we're going to we have a nice light bechamel. Bechamel actually is butter, flour, and milk. And it's not a thick bechamel, it's a relatively thin, because once we add it to all this fun stuff, it will continue to thicken up on its own. So, we're going to take a hint. This is actually orange juice. It's orange juice. And we're going to just put a lid on this, reduce our heat, and let it simmer. So, Ali.
Yes, sir.
What you got going on here? What's this surprise? Come on over here and let us know what's going on.
Well, I'm going to need a few minutes to get myself situated, and a couple burners, of course, which is right here. Most of us grew up not liking vegetables until we got older, when we found out, and it was beat into our heads all the time, that vegetables are good for you, carrots are good for your eyes, this, that, or the other is good for whatever else. I feel it's a bunch of hogwash, but it turns out to be somewhat true as we grew up. And most of us, I'll tell you, I didn't like, just like everybody else, I didn't like vegetables when I was younger. I mean, give me the hot dogs, the hamburgers, the steaks, the meat, the fish, that was fine. Ice cream, dessert, I was just like everybody else. But as I grew older, I began to have a fine affection for vegetables. And I'm talking about things like Brussels sprouts. I will sit down and eat a bowl of Brussels sprouts now by itself with nothing else on them. Whereas before, those little cabbages used to turn me off. But anyway, so vegetables are a very, very important part of your diet, of your eating, of your existence. Not the proteins, but the I'm getting lost here. The vitamins, that's what it is. The vitamins that's in the vegetables are very good for our existence. So, most people are familiar with Bugs Bunny. He is probably the greatest person that produces, that talks about carrots. Well, that's what we're going to have. But I've jazzed them up a little bit. Just something I sat down and I started putting together in my own brain. So this is called Southern Comfort carrots. Now, it's not Southern Comfort meaning that they're nice and cool like down south. This is the Southern Comfort liquor that we have that I'm putting in here. And you will see that cranberries are in it too. And I'm going to top it off with pumpkin seeds. I'll show you how all that's done. Give me a couple minutes, get set up. I'll be right back. We're back. Now I'm going to start off. I'm going to do this very quickly. I'm going to take some coconut oil. And I'm going to spray the inside of my pan. All right? And I need to turn it on. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we are. So while we're doing that, these are unsalted pumpkin seeds. Okay? And I usually use the unsalted ones because when you're cooking, then you can adjust your taste for your salt, your pepper, whatever else. And if you look at most recipes, or a lot of the newer recipes, it has TT to taste. SP to taste. That means salt, pepper to taste. Some people like saltier, some people like spicier. And on my show, you hear me talk about this all the time. You can take a recipe, and it would be your guidelines, but you are the chef. You decide how you like it. Some people like things spicier. Some people like things sweeter. Some people like things saltier. So you actually are the chef as to what you want to do. Let me get some of these in here. All I'm going to do is just toast these real quickly, okay? And this is actually going to be my garnish when we get through. I'm going to put this behind me. And while that's warming up, I just want to move them around. Just toasting these real lightly. I like coconut oil as opposed to putting vegetable oil. And coconut oil to me is a little bit lighter, and it heats quicker, and it holds the temperature a little bit longer. Now you can smell, camera 3, what's this, camera 2? Is this camera 2? Camera 1. Could you get a little closer? Because I want people at home to smell this. Can you smell this? Smell how it's roasting?
I smell it.
Doesn't take long. Doesn't take long. So you want to consistently keep moving this around. You don't want them to burn. I just want them to become a little toasted. They give you a little bit different flavor when they're toasted. Okay? So while that's going on, they're coming along real nicely, real nicely, real nicely. And I have the heat at a high heat, 375 right now, because I want it to be done quickly. Now, if you're going to turn your heat up that high on anything, obviously you want to pay attention to it. You don't want to be distracted doing 2 and 3 different things at one time. Okay? So these will just heat up just a little bit more, a little longer. Now, some people ask me where I got this recipe from.
Ali.
Yes.
Where'd you get that recipe from?
Thank you so much. I thought you'd never ask. I really don't know. I don't know where I got it from. I like you, Del, and like Chef, we sit at home and just stuff runs through our head. You know what I mean? You say, well, I wonder how this would taste with this, or I wonder how this looks with that. And that's basically how it happened. The recipe is not strange to anyone itself. Everybody knows about carrots.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
Yeah, exactly. So I just decided to add a little something to it. And everybody loves liquor. Most people, I'll say most people love liquor. It doesn't have to be. I cook a lot I cook a lot with tequila. I cook a lot with some brandies and some different whiskeys and what have you. To me, it adds flavor to your food, whatever food it is. The alcohol, and don't worry about it because you folks at home are worried about, will it taste like I'll become a drunk? No, that's not necessarily the case because alcohol normally burns off in the food. Normally it burns off, but it does leave a distinct flavor with whatever food that's meat, that's vegetables, or whatever the case may be. Okay? All right, these are just about done. I'm going to take these out, and then I'm going to start with my sauce for the carrots. Now, I've already pre-cooked the carrots because for time factor, if you will. Normally, if you're going to do this, I use the baby carrots, which you're going to see in just a moment. I would cook them for about, let's say, about 300, 325 for about maybe 30 minutes, okay, or a little bit less. Now, again, you are the chef. So you would go in and take your fork, stick it in the carrot, and see how tender it is. You want to have some crisp left. I'll say that again because people don't know what that is. You want to have some crisp left in your carrot.
Did you say crisp?
I did say crisp with the S. You do want to have some crisp left in your carrots when you cook them. You don't want them to be mushy and soft, okay? Here's my bowl. I'm going to take these out here. Okay, these are just about done. And as I said to you, I'm doing these first because these are the cosmetic things that goes on at the end, the toppings, okay? So these are done. I'll sit that there, and I will sit these up here on the side. I'm going to take my rag and wipe out my utensil. You always want to keep your utensils. These are like tools. These are your tools. You got to keep your tools sharp. Okay, so that's ready. I'm going to turn my heat back on, and we're going to start. I'm going to take this up a little bit. We're going to start with the sauce for the carrots. These are the carrots. Okay, and as I said to you, they're already done. You can still see it. They're not mushy. They still break evenly. Okay? All right. Now I'm going to start off. I'm going to do this very quickly. I'm going to take some coconut oil, and I'm going to spray the inside of my pan. All right? And I need to turn it on. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we are. So while we're doing that, these are unsalted pumpkin seeds. Okay? And I usually use the unsalted ones because when you're cooking, then you can adjust your taste for your salt, your pepper, whatever else. And if you look at most recipes or a lot of the newer recipes, it has TT to taste. SP to taste. That means salt and pepper to taste. Some people like saltier, some people like spicier. And on my show, you hear me talk about this all the time. You can take a recipe and it would be your guidelines, but you are the chef. You decide how you like it. Some people like things spicier. Some people like things sweeter. Some people like things saltier. So you actually are the chef as to what you want to do. Let me get some of these in here. All I'm going to do is just toast these real quickly. Okay? And this is actually going to be my garnish when we get through. I'm going to put this behind me. And while that's warming up, I just want to move them around. Just toasting these real lightly. I like coconut oil as opposed to putting vegetable oil. And coconut oil to me is a little bit lighter, and it heats quicker, and it holds the temperature a little bit longer. Now you can smell, camera 3, what is this, camera 2? Is this camera 2? Camera 1. Could you get a little closer, because I want people at home to smell this. Can you smell this? Smell how it's roasting? It doesn't take long. Doesn't take long, so you want to consistently keep moving this around. You don't want them to burn. I just want them to become a little toasted. They give you a little bit different flavor when they're toasted. Okay? So while that's going on, they're coming along real nicely, real nicely, real nicely. And I have the heat at a high heat, 375 right now, because I want it to be done quickly. Now, if you're going to turn your heat up that high on anything, obviously you want to pay attention to it. You don't want to be distracted doing 2 and 3 different things at one time. Okay? So these will just heat up just a little bit more, a little longer. Now, some people ask me where I got this recipe from.
Ali.
Yes.
Where'd you get that recipe from?
Thank you so much. I thought you'd never ask. I really don't know. I don't know where I got it from. I like you, Del, and like Chef, we sit at home and just stuff runs through our head. You know what I mean? You say, well, I wonder how this would taste with this, or I wonder how this looks with that. And that's basically how it happened. The recipe is not strange to anyone itself. Everybody knows about carrots.
Hey, and what's up, Doc?
Yeah, exactly. So I just decided to add a little something to it. And everybody loves liquor. Most people, I'll say most people love liquor. It doesn't have to be. I cook a lot I cook a lot with tequila. I cook a lot with some brandies and some different whiskeys and what have you. To me, it adds flavor to your food, whatever food it is. The alcohol, and don't worry about it because you folks at home are worried about, well, it tastes like I'll become a drunk. No, that's not necessarily the case, because alcohol normally burns off in the food. Normally it burns off, but it does leave a distinct flavor with whatever food that's meat, that's vegetables, or whatever the case may be. Okay? All right, these are just about done. I'm going to take these out, and then I'm going to start with my sauce for the carrots. Now, I've already pre-cooked the carrots, because for time factor, if you will. Normally, if you're going to do this, I use the baby carrots, which you're going to see in just a moment. I would cook them for about, let's say, about 300, 325, for about maybe 30 minutes. Okay, or a little bit less. Now, again, you are the chef. So you would go in and take your fork, stick it in the carrot, and see how tender it is. You want to have some crisp left. I'll say that again because people don't know what that is. You want to have some crisp left in your carrot.
Did you say crisp?
I did say crisp with the S. You do want to have some crisp left in your carrots when you cook them. You don't want them to be mushy and soft, okay? Here's my bowl. I'm going to take these out here. Okay, these are just about done. And as I said to you, I'm doing these first because these are the cosmetic things that goes on at the end, the toppings, okay? So these are done. I'll sit that there, and I will sit these up here on the side. I got my pan on and it's heating up properly. I want to take my butter, and I will put this inside, obviously, of the pan, so it'll start melting.
So okay. Now I see you're using a whole stick of butter, correct?
I am using a whole stick because I like to have it good.
Well, it's like me and I often say, butter makes it better.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now, I'm taking my Southern Comfort. You want to use, and this is just a simple recipe here, you want to use a cup. Okay, so I'm going to measure this out. Measure it out. This is some good stuff here. I'm telling you, real good stuff. And you can already see I've already poured myself some. So I just want to, you want to always taste as you go along. Okay, you want to always taste as you go along. My butter is melting fine. I'm going to move this around a little bit, have it melt evenly. Okay. While that's happening, I'm going to take my brown sugar and I'm going to put this in.
Now, Ali, about how much brown sugar was that?
I would say it's about a cup. I would say it's about a cup, yes. About
so once again,
you can actually put more because, again, as I always say, D, you're the chef.
That's what I was about to say.
You're the chef. So it depends on how sweet. You can put it in and taste it as you go on. That's one thing I like to do. I did not because I'm trying to get drunk, but thank you very much for reminding me. Woo, baby. You taste it as you go along. I think that most, at least the chefs that I've learned from and the ones that I've had the opportunity to acknowledge, I think we went off here for a minute. There we go. Always taste as you go along because you want to adjust the taste to make it the way you want it to be. Okay? Not necessarily the way that the recipe says do it. Okay? The recipe says put this in, put that in. The bottom line is that it gets the way you want it to be. That's the bottom line.
Now, Ali,
So-
you continue with that, and I'm going to sneak behind you
You do that.
and
And check on the chicken.
check on the chicken.
You got to do that. Okay? I'm
Which is
stirring
coming
this.
along very nicely.
Wonderful. I'm stirring this so it becomes all incorporated. Now, there's one thing I would like to do before I add I would like to take another sip, though. Man, that's very good. Now, what I would like to do is just show you a little trick that I learned. Tartar sauce is good for, I'm not tartar sauce, but tartar
Cream
will thick.
tartar.
Yeah, cream of tartar will thicken up pretty much anything. Okay.
Have another sip.
I'm coming to that, chef. I'm coming to that. So I wanted to add just a quarter of a teaspoon. You don't want to add too much. And now I want to stir this up, get it all incorporated. Okay. And now I'm going to have another sip. Thank you. You folks out there think I'm a drunk? You're right. No, I'm not. No. But it's always good. One of the things that I learned very, very early, have fun in what you're doing. And I'm having fun. Okay? I hope that you are also. Now, I want to take the liquor, Southern Comfort, 1 cup, and I want to pour it in. That is the alcohol that's burning. The sound that you hear is the alcohol that's burning. Now, you want to keep stirring this because you don't want it to settle, the sugars to settle. Now, one of the things that I love about sugar and salt is it's always a constant battle on who's going to win. Salt enhances sugar, sugar enhances salt. Just a little bit. We're getting a nice boil. You're also getting a great smell coming out of this.
Yes, indeed. I'm smelling it now.
A great smell. Excuse me. Now what you want to do is you want to allow this to bubble for a few minutes, and then you want to turn it down and start letting it reduce. By reducing, I mean that it's not as liquefied as it is now. Oh, baby. What a great smell. What a great smell. Now I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Again, the alcohol is still burning off. You're going to taste some and you're going to smell some, but it won't be as intense as if you were drinking it out of the bottle. Keep stirring. You're pretty much done. You're pretty much done right about now. I think what I'll do is I'll take another drink. Now, while that's doing that, I'm going to add my cranberries. You can use real cranberries if you care to. Very easy to do. Get the cranberries, a cup of water, and a cup of sugar. Thank you, sir. A cup of water and a cup of sugar. Boil them. Reduce it. Let them sit. And when the cranberries start to crack open or burst open, they're ready. You want to take them off and you want to let them just sit. Now, I'm putting these in here, obviously, and I'm stirring because I want the cranberries to absorb some of the alcohol in the Southern Comfort, which, again, gives you nothing but flavor. You always, when you stir, you always want to get to the bottom of the pan. There's always something at the bottom of the pan. That's very, very important because that's where a lot of your flavor is. I'm reducing my heat a little bit more. And I'm going to let this cook for about another 4 or 5 minutes. The cranberries are actually starting to absorb now, and you can see that some of the liquids are starting to evaporate. That's what you want. Oh, this is looking good, and it's smelling good. Now, your option, you can either add more. Again, it depends on how it tastes of the Southern Comfort. You can add more butter. You can add more sugar, depending on how it tastes to you. I am going to ask Chef D for a spoon so I can taste.
Sure. You already got a cup over there for tasting. Now you want a spoon? Here you are, sir.
Thank you very much.
Certainly.
Thank you very much. Can you see my face? This is good.
He has the face of Southern Comfort.
Okay, we're about ready here. I'm going to take the carrots, and I'm going to put the carrots in now. Again, remember, as I said to you earlier, these are already pre-cooked, but you can cook them right along with everything else. Now, all I want to do now is basically mix, toss, mix, and warm the carrots back up to the temperature of the other foods. This is becoming a very, very nice glaze. Very nice glaze. As I stated earlier when Del were talking, I did it as a friend's birthday, the lead singer of the Ebonies, William Smoke Howard. I did it at his party. There were people who came up to me and said they don't even eat carrots and had 5 helpings of these. One lady came back and wanted to drink the juice.
Well, it was a fun time had by all.
It was a great time. It was a great time. Now, we're basically finished. Actually, we can just let this sit for, Del, you have the cover. I guess you have the cover.
No,
Yeah.
you can take that cover
Okay,
right behind
I'm gonna
you.
just take this
Not a problem.
and put this over here and let this cook for about another 3 to 4 minutes. I got it at 300, and that will be fine. But I want to keep turning. Always want to keep turning because of the sugars. You don't want the sugars to burn on the bottom of the pan. Okay, this is my menu, and once we're done, I'll show you how it looks when we plate up. So we'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay, Chef Ali, thank you for that invigorating dish that you've made, which
Quite
was
welcome, my brother.
the Southern Comfort carrots, cranberries, topped with some nice toasted pumpkin seeds.
Yes.
Now we're back with our roasted garlic and roasted rosemary chicken with some onions. And I mentioned earlier about a light bechamel. And we're going to add that right now. We're just boosting up our heat a bit. And we're going to take easy spoon and we're going to mix. And actually this is done. This is actually done. And now that we've included our bechamel mixed with our orange, roasted garlic, roasted rosemary, we are basically done. So we're going to plate this nice business up, and this is actually done. So we're going to turn off our heat, and we're going to cover it back up. Then we're going to see what Chef Knight has preparing for us, and we'll just put this on pause. Chef Knight, what's going on over there?
I'm inebriated. I mean,
There's
it's
something
the aroma.
There's something wrong with your knees. You're inebriated.
Yeah. Not
That's
yet.
quite
Not
a
yet.
recipe. But I can't wait to try that.
Oh yeah,
Do
definitely.
something. Yeah.
So, first of all, I want to thank you for that marvelous food cutter there, which I did watch the DVD that
You
your
did?
son did,
Okay.
and it's becoming a little more understandable.
Well, you've got to be able to pat your tummy and rub your head at the same time. You know,
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Take some coordination.
That's
you know?
what my problem is.
Take some coordination. I got to show you something that's really neat because you did a recipe here with garlic, And I got some really large cloves, so you can really see this.
Yes, I understand
But I'm just going to
why.
peel that back a little bit, and we're going to use the blade number 4. Now the cool thing about this, you can slide this. The longer you have this, the more you learn how to use it. I had a customer call me on the phone last week. He says, "Does it slice garlic?" I said, "Hold on." Got his phone number, went upstairs in the kitchen, and I fooled around a little bit. I realized when this was back, big chunks would come out. So I just slid this up a little bit. That's your food guide. And then you hold the garlic on the top like you see here. Remember The Godfather? Remember that? Do you know why they slice the garlic with a razor blade? Because when you slice the garlic that thin, what it does, it releases the garlic oil.
Okay.
Right? And you can smell it. It's just an unbelievable aroma. Right? Just an unbelievable. You can see how beautiful it is.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. You know the nice thing about it? It not only chops it, it peels it all in one operation.
That's what I
Okay.
love.
Isn't that cool?
Okay.
That's what I love.
Okay.
Now we're going to use a little bit of this garlic in the recipe we have here today. This is my father's recipe. He used to, my father never cooked a lick. I don't
Okay.
remember him cooking anything. The only thing maybe I remember him cooking oatmeal, and that was about the end of it. But he made this 3 times a year during the holidays: Memorial Day, which would kick off the summer barbecue season, 4th of July, and then of course he closed it with Labor Day every year.
Okay.
But it was his famous cucumber and onion salad. Now, there's some things you need to know about cucumbers. First of all, you want to cut this off at this stem right here.
Right.
And then you lick it. Okay.
Okay.
If that's bitter, then you go up a little bit more.
Okay.
All right. Now you can lick this side too, but you know, just as long as nobody sees it.
Right.
Right. When you lick it. you
Point. Don't lick the cucumber on camera for the show. Point.
All right. Now here's the good thing you want to do. See this? I'm going to take
we're
a
gonna
fork
do
and run this down. Ali was talking about minerals and vitamins. Well, you see, in a cucumber, there's a digestive enzyme called pepsin. And what it actually does, it actually breaks down the proteins. So if you ever had Pepto-Bismol, right, this is what's in Pepto-Bismol.
Okay.
So just by scraping the cucumber like you see here, it releases those enzymes. Then you just hold it on the top of the machine like you see here. See? And you get a perfect cut every time.
I love this.
That is great.
Isn't that nice?
That is great. That
And
is
look
great.
at this. This is garnish. I mean, if
Yes,
you
it
want to
is.
use it for
Yes,
a
it
garnish,
is, yeah.
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this again for the people in South Philly.
Where's Mia at now? See,
What
we
do you
talk
want?
about South Philly. She should be here.
All my relatives are from South Philly, so I can get away with that. Anyway, what you want to do is just scrape it down like you see here. It digs into the cucumbers. It's going to release the pepsin. Hold it on the machine. This is the most satisfying salad you'll ever have in your life, because it'll actually calm you, right? And if you want to play like you're in a spa, you just stick these on your eye.
Right. There you go. Okay. All right.
And then we're going to change the blades. Right now here, this is what we call the large julienne cut, blade number 3.
Okay.
Take your onions, cut them from top to bottom twice, so you get these quarters. You can leave the stem on. Place the skin up away from the blade. You see you get a perfect julienne of onion. You know, did you see what it did?
Yes.
What did it
yes.
do?
You cut it, left the skin.
Yeah, what it does, it'll actually chop the onion or julienne the onion and peel them
Right.
all in one operation.
That is awesome.
Yeah, isn't that nice? See, one of the things that we've tried to make electric, make this machine electric, forget about it.
No.
You know, you can't do it. And the
You
longer
probably
we
create
have
more
it,
accidents that way.
yeah, wait, maybe, but you know, the longer I use this machine, the more impressed I am with it. I've just found out a couple of other things you can do with it that no other machine in the world will do. Okay?
Okay.
But anyway, there's your beautiful garlic, and you don't need a lot. Garlic, onion, and cucumbers. Now, to finish this off, we're just going to put very little olive oil, not much. Okay, olive oil is my favorite.
Okay.
And then you want to finish it off with a white distilled vinegar or an apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
And then you let this set in the refrigerator covered for up to an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then just let it seep and all the juices and everything.
Okay.
And it's just a beautiful color.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Isn't
Okay.
that a beautiful color?
Okay.
Right? But there's
Okay.
a lot of other things you can do with this. You needed some cheese, didn't you?
Yes.
I'm going to put this and have you put that in the refrigerator for me.
Sounds good.
You needed
And
some cheese,
I
right?
just need some cheese. Pardon me while I give you a little plate. Since you can put cheese on.
All right, we'll do that.
Thank you, sir. And
I'm
that
gonna
cheese
use
is going with our polenta.
The number 1 blade here, and you want to slice this, right? It'll actually slice it, even as hard as that is.
Okay.
Is that nice?
That is nice.
Okay.
That is nice.
Or you can get a different cut. This is blade number 2. So basically, you cut the cheese 5 different ways.
Okay.
You
That's
get
good.
these jokes
That's
tomorrow.
good. That's good. That's good.
Right? This is my favorite cut. This is what I like to put on pasta.
Right
there.
Right.
You see, it comes out perfect every single time. Now, this is going on the polenta.
Okay.
Now, this machine is dishwasher safe, safe to use. And if you go to healthcraft.com, you want to order one, you get a discount. What you do is just type in at the coupon code area. There's a place you can put a coupon. You either type in Ali or Chef Trek, and it'll discount it for you, give you free shipping.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that nice?
That's awesome.
All
That's,
right.
that's very nice of you,
All right.
Chef.
There's enough. Is that enough cheese for you?
Yes, it is.
Perfect. There you
That's
go.
very nice of you, Chef, to do that.
You're
Very
welcome.
nice of you to do that. It was.
Now, Chef, I noticed you added the olive oil, the
Yes.
white vinegar, distilled white vinegar.
Right.
I saw no salt, no pepper at all.
Well, you can put salt and pepper on it, but like a lot of times, like my son is a chef as well, and he is of the opinion to salt things before cooking. And we both went to the same culinary school, which is interesting. But my opinion is when you put salt on something before you cook it, it's going to dry it out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you got to compensate, especially a steak.
Right.
But all foods are like that, because what salt does,
Dries it out.
draws the moisture
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
Okay? But you can do that if you like. Now, what I am going to put on that, what I am going to put on that a little while is I'm going to put 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar,
Okay.
and then just mix it in it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Salt and pepper
Right.
it
Okay.
at serving.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But the sugar,
Okay.
see, cooking is chemistry. Like I noticed what you did here with the orange juice.
Mm-hmm.
See, you have to have acid and you have to have a base.
Absolutely.
What that does, it creates the flavor. For example, if you have a soup that's not really getting where you want it to go, just put a little bit of white distilled vinegar in it, or apple cider vinegar, which is even better.
Apples is
And
better.
not a lot,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Little taste.
What that'll do, it'll explode the flavors. That chemical reaction will take place, and it'll be absolutely delicious.
Mhm.
I can't wait to taste the carrots. We've got a lot of acid and bases
Yes,
going on. in
yes.
that one.
Yes, we
Yes,
do.
yes.
Now, Chef Knight has done our cucumber, his dad's famous cucumber and onion salad, which he'll finish that off with a little bit of sugar, and each of us will take the ability of salt and peppering to taste when we do. Our polenta is just about done. Now, folks, originally I had a plan for a polenta cake, but when I was making it, I knew it wasn't going to sit up. So guess what? It's cakeless.
That's right.
And speaking of which, I just want to add one little flavory thing here. And we're going to add a little bit of Myers lemon. This comes from our wonderful partners, Cardenas Oil and Vinegar Tap Room in South Philadelphia.
That's an oil?
It's an oil.
Wow.
And we're just going to add a little bit. It's going to give us a nice little flavor. So actually, a camera too. Can you get a close-up on this? I'm going to do like Ali. I want you to smell this, because when I added that little bit of Myers lemon oil, it just
Enhances the flavor.
enhanced the
taste.
flavor,
Yeah.
the flavor
The
and
aroma,
taste.
actually.
So actually, we're going to begin to plate this business up, because it's
Chef,
about
while
that
you're
time.
doing it, I'm going to sneak behind you and look at my carrots, and they should be ready to go.
Yes, sir. And I do believe
Yes, we're ready to go.
that's what I thought. We're going to get a plate here.
All right, I'll turn this off.
Now, Ali,
Yes.
if you Take that slotted spoon there.
This one?
Yes, sir.
Slotted spoon.
And you give me some of your carrots on this plate here.
Okay. Let me sit this right here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do a little bit more,
A
Ali.
little bit more? All right.
It's getting stinchy here. Share that. No,
I-
that's
I-
good.
I didn't know that we were feeding the folks at home. Hold
No,
on one
we
second. Let me top it off.
Oh, yes, that's right. With the pumpkin seeds.
Yes.
I can't wait to try this.
There we are.
So now we are going to add.
Now I need to do something just because I did that.
What's that, sir? Thank you, sir. We're going to add our chicken.
You want me to get your
Yeah.
salad out?
Get that salad out. Get ready to go. You just need a little bit of. I love this recipe, by the way.
Thank you, Chef.
Yeah, I love the recipe.
There we are. I think you need some sugar, I think you said?
Yeah, we need sugar. We can use actually pure cane.
You can use that.
Yeah,
All right.
you can use that. You can use any kind of sugar you like.
Okay.
I like to use natural, like the turbinado, the pure cane, the
Yeah.
dark
Mhm.
brown.
Yeah.
You know, love them. Because you don't need to use much in here because again, it's chemistry. Cooking
Right. Right.
is chemistry.
Now, Chef, I'm going to give you a small side bowl for your salad. Or, I mean, actually, we can put it all on the same if you want. It's up to you.
It's up to you if you got room. I think their side bowl good. It's good. How'd you like that slice of garlic?
Oh, that was
Very nice.
wonderful.
Incredible.
Very nice.
That was
Very nice.
definitely
We
wonderful.
should have got that shot in The Godfather. Remember the part where he's doing it with the,
Yeah, with the
razor
razor
blade?
blade. Right. Right.
I know a guy from my neighborhood had a razor blade like that. He didn't use it for garlic though.
But he could have.
He could have. All right. See that nice little piece of garlic on top? Wait till you taste this. Incredible flavor.
All right.
Okay. Well, actually, this looks like it's A-okay.
That nice or what? We get to taste this?
No, it's for camera only. All right. Now, this is very nice, very nice. We have from Ali Hackett. What was that again, sir?
The Southern Comfort carrots with cranberries. Topped, you don't have to use the top part, that's the cosmetic part. Topped with toasted pumpkin seeds.
Okay. Now, Chef, tell me one more time about Dad's cucumber salad.
Dad's cucumber and onion salad. You can make it with or without garlic, but it's a thinly sliced
Ooh, I
garlic.
love this. Look at that.
Right, very thinly sliced garlic. Of course, your cucumbers, which are garnished. The way you made that is by scraping them or scoring them with a fork.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have red onion that is julienne cut. Just a very little vinegar, white distilled, or you can use apple cider, and very little olive oil, and just a little bit of sugar. That's
Very
it.
good. Very good. Okay, now we have our chicken. That's orange, roasted garlic, roasted rosemary, and the same ingredients are also in the polenta. Now, we'll be right back as we do a quick setup, and we thank Rockland Bakery also. We'll be right back. Okay, we've come to an end of another Chef Trek adventure. The recipes that have been presented by myself, Ali Hackett, and Chef Charles Knight, you'll find on our website, cheftrek.net. Our other blessing is sponsored by Rockland Bakery of New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. That's rocklandbakery.com. What Rockland has sent us We used this cornbread on the last show, the last studio show. That's when Chef Knight was here. Everybody raved about this cornbread. Oh man, Chef, that cornbread. Oh, that cornbread. And I didn't have a chance to try any. Chef said he didn't have anything to eat because he was going out eating. You're going out to dinner later on. Did you try that cornbread?
No, I did not.
And
Did
you
not get a
didn't.
chance. I didn't get a chance.
But I had called Rockland. I said, look, we're doing the cooking at home. I need a few things. So they sent cornbread. I had cornbread last night I had cornbread, and everybody's raving was correct. What Rockland also sent us is a nice cherry pie and a nice apple pie.
Okay.
So later on, I'm having pie a la mode myself.
All right.
Now, as I stated, we're in the kitchen where I grew up, and this is the Encyclopedia of Cooking, which belonged to my marvelous grandmother, Laura Jane Brown, and this was like a reference Bible for her. After my grandmother passed, I said, Mom, I was using the cookbook. I said, can I have Graham's book? She says, yes, but right now it's mine. When I'm gone, it goes to you. So it has come to me, and this has just been this book was put out like early 1950s. So it's just always been a good reference for me and a lot of inspiration because I'm in the kitchen where I grew up. So we've come to an end. Thank you, sir.
You're quite welcome, my brother. Anytime.
Thank you,
Anytime.
sir.
All right.
And thank you, sir. We're out. Till next we meet, have a good day. And by the way, somebody's missing, right?
Who?
You mentioned it earlier, but where is she? Why isn't she here?
Oh, yes. Mia's not here. Yes. I guess that's because we had to cut up onions or something.
My wonderful and charming co-host, Mia Bird, and her daughter, Shadima, who are often a part of our show, are off on some other adventure in some other part of the galaxy. So until next we meet, friends, faith, family, friends, and food. Chef Trek out. God bless you all.
Bye.
Boom, a boom, boom. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's shaking and baking and mixing and fixing nutritious meals, nutritious meal. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's Chef Track on the fast track. His food is so good, good. His food is so good, good. His food is so good, good. Chef Track, Chef Track, Chef Track, Chef Track. His food is so good. Chef Track, Chef Track.